Can a lifelong artist reinvent herself later in life without losing her artistic soul? I never imagined I'd be sharing my art life on YouTube at 68. And maybe that's exactly why it works. I started sharing my art and my journey here on YouTube just a year ago. After a whole year of thinking about it, watching other artists and how-to videos, wondering to myself if I could actually do this, I dove in head first. I had very little tech knowledge and absolutely no YouTube knowledge, but that didn't stop me. My motto has always been, you're never too old and it's never too late. It's been a wild and wonderful ride, and somehow my channel got monetized after only 10 months. I'm still pinching myself about this. So why YouTube? Why now? Have you ever been in that place where you ask yourself, what's next? I won't list all the life events, including a global pandemic that got me to this point. There are other people involved, and I need to respect their privacy. But I can say that I had a major health scare back in 2022, and that was the biggest catalyst for change. And as my life changed, so did my art and how I wanted to move forward, sharing and selling my art. You see, back when my art career started, it was a completely different world. Back then, sharing your art wasn't about posting a photo online, because cell phones weren't around yet. My granddaughter finds this very hard to believe. In the early years, when I finished a painting or a group of paintings for a show, I had to get them professionally photographed as slides. Remember slides? They were what the art world used back then. I've always had a space in my home where I worked, and I was alone in my studio most of the time. I only got to talk with people and get feedback about my work when they came into my booth or space at an art show, or I had an open house, which meant inviting people into my home. Then along came social media. I had a blog for a while, and when Instagram made its appearance, I jumped right in. I adored those early days of sharing my art on Instagram. Are you using Instagram? Or has it lost its glory for you too? So as I was beginning this new chapter, this new season of life, I needed something to shake me right out of my comfort zone. And as an introvert and artist that paints in solitude in her home studio, getting myself on video and sharing my painting process and art journey was what I had to do. I knew that years of experience, over 25 years now, creating art, selling art on my own and through galleries, that I could provide value and share my knowledge. By sharing my stories authentically, with all the ups and downs and all the good and bad that I've experienced, I knew that my stories could be of value to people. I remember feeling equal parts excitement and panic. Could I really do this at my age? Would anyone care about my work, my story, my voice? I realized the only way to find out was to show up, even if it felt awkward and uncomfortable. That small choice, to begin, became a kind of reinvention in itself. So I recorded my first video. No script, no edits. Just me, my paints, and my sketchbook. And a quiet session of abstract birch trees. Just 17 minutes, honest and imperfect. And it's still online today if you care to see it. Have you done something lately to shake up your life? Feel free to share in the comments. I'd love to cheer you on. So here I am now, an older woman, a painter, a creative entrepreneur, sharing my art process, my artist life, and little tips along the way. I hope it inspires anyone who watches to keep creating, to keep showing up, and to remember that growth doesn't have an expiration date. Being a creator later in life is its own kind of reinvention. It stretches you, it challenges you, and it reminds you that it's never too late to try something new. I'm learning, experimenting, and connecting with people all over the world who care about art, creativity, and curiosity. I'll never forget the first comment that truly moved me. A viewer who said my painting process inspired her to pick up her own brushes again. I realized then that my sharing wasn't just about me. It was creating a ripple. That moment reminded me why I had to start and why continuing to show up matters. I share this not to tell you to start a YouTube channel, unless that's what you want to do, but to remind you that your story isn't over. Your journey is still unfolding. There's still room to grow, explore, and expand what's possible later in life. You're never too old and it's never too late. Remember that. Thank you for spending this time with me. I'd love to hear your story of starting something new, finding joy unexpectedly, or simply showing up for yourself. Please share it in the comments. And if you'd like to follow along on this creative journey, consider subscribing. I love having you along for the process.